Hello my dear students, welcome back to Learn Physics. In today's video, we are going to discuss about the new chapter, that is laws of motion. Already you would have studied in theory part about the laws of motion. Newton's laws of motion. First law of motion states that every body continues in its state of rest or uniform motion if we are not compelling it with an external force. If we are not giving any external force, then the object will be continuing in the uniform rest position, then it will be continuing its rest position only. If the object is under motion, and that too under uniform motion, the object will be continuing that uniform motion if we are not giving an external force to that. And in second law of motion, we learned that rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the applied force. Okay, depending on the force, as if momentum is change in momentum is increasing, according to that force or applied force is increasing. That's why momentum is changing with respect to that. Force acting on an object is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. From here we got an idea about the equation about force, F is equal to ma, and from first law we got an idea about the definition for inertia. Okay, and in third law of motion, in third law we already learned it as every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So we explained about the action and reactional forces. Okay, so these are the main things which we learned in the laws of motion chapter, and afterwards we were studying about the different types of forces: field forces, electrostatic field, then gravitational field, and then magnetic forces. All those different kinds of forces we learned, and then we learned about the frictional forces. Okay, friction means friction is the force which is acting between the objects. Frictional force, friction is the force which is if one object is in contact with another object, or if it is in another object, or if it is in the ground, and while we are applying a force to the object, there will be a frictional force which is acting in the opposite direction. And we learned about the laws of friction also here. And then in a curved road, as well as in a banked road, when we are taking a turn, what is the maximum velocity which we'll be getting for this curved road? And then next we learned about the in a straight road, what is the maximum velocity that can be applied for a straight road when it is under motion. That and all we learned in the theory portion of this chapter. Okay, so here today we are going to discuss about the your entrance exam purpose, which and all things you need to give more importance. That and all we are going to study now. Okay, first here also I am considering about the types of forces, which in forces already we told that it is field forces are there and contact forces are there. So first I am going to consider about the contact force. Contact force means if one object is in contact with another, okay, then we can say it is contact force. If two objects are in contact with each other, see, suppose an object, this is the ground. Here on the ground I am giving one object A here and another object B here, one over the other, and here we know that we can apply the force. See, while I am applying a force on A, what will happen? A frictional force will be acting in the opposite direction, and for this force A, it will be acting a downward force mg. This force is the gravitational force which is acting over here. This gravitational force will be getting a reactional force in the opposite direction. Right, so that reactional force will be there, and for the B, mg will be acting downwards, and a reactional force will be acting in the upward direction for B also. Okay, so here if an object is applied with acceleration or force downward direction, there will be a force in the opposite direction. That force is called as normal reactional force. Okay, usually we will be representing that as capital R, or in some of the textbook it is written in N also. In our NCERT and all, we were using capital N. Okay, in some of the textbook it is given as capital R, whatever it is. Anyway, if mg is the force which is acting in the downward direction, a normal reactional force will be acting in the opposite direction. Okay, and how does mg and normal reactional force will be acting? Mg will be always acting downward, exactly downwards. See, if the object is in an inclined plane, or if it is making an angle theta, see what, or if it is a straight line, or if it is acting like this, see an object is kept over here, then also mg will be acting downwards. If object is kept over here, then also mg will be acting downwards. If the object is here on the inclined plane, that time also mg will be acting exactly downwards. Then what about the normal reactional force? This normal reactional force will be always acting perpendicular to the surface. That is very important. It will be acting perpendicular. So it will be acting like this. Normal reactional force will be acting perpendicular to the surface. So here it will be normal like this, that is perpendicular to the surface. Here it will be acting like this, that is perpendicular to the surface. So whatever be the in which and all position it will be, mg will always be acting downward direction, and the normal reactional force will be always perpendicular to that. And here we told about the frictional force, right? This frictional force will be always acting in a direction opposite to the direction of applied force. If I am applying a force in this direction, this is the force which I am applying, then the frictional force will be in the opposite direction. Okay, suppose if I am acting the object, in which direction the applied force is, opposite to that frictional force will be acting. So when we are comparing the normal reactional force and the frictional force, normal reactional force and the frictional force will always be perpendicular to each other. Okay, here if the object is moving like this, frictional force will be acting in the opposite direction. So normal reactional force and frictional force will be always perpendicular to each other. Okay, clear? So next we are going to study about the, here when one object is attached to another object. See here, when one object is attached to another object, how can we mark that, or how will we representing that? That is one object is attached with another one. Okay, how can we represent it? Okay, so here. So here we are again going to study about the attachment of one object with respect to another. Attachment to another body. Okay, if one object is in attachment with another body, that is, if I am connecting one object with respect to another object, how can we represent that? Okay, so this is the initial portion, that is introductory portion, which I am telling you. See here, this is on the surface. Okay, I am taking two masses. Here one capital M, another one small m is here. Okay, M and capital M are two forces which is acting, and I am connecting it with a string. I am applying a force here. So for this string, the string is inextensible string. It is inextensible string. If the string attached to other object is inextensible, then acceleration of the object, both the object will remain same. If we are connecting an inextensible string between the object, then and we are applying a force to that, both the objects will be moving with the same acceleration. And here in the case of pulley, here I am considering a pulley here. It is fixed point, and here another pulley is here. Okay, this is and to this pulley I am attaching a mass here, small m, and here I am attaching another mass, capital M. Okay, this is capital M, and these two forces are the string is inextensible string here. I am connecting it with an inextensible string. Then what about in which direction it will be moving? This is capital M, which is having more mass, so obviously it will be moving in this direction only, and this also will be moving in the upward direction, right? So both will be moving with the same acceleration. That one you should understand. Okay, so if we are using an inextensible string, then both will be moving in the same with the same acceleration. It's not about the two objects, how many objects we are using, connecting each other with an inextensible string, then the magnitude of acceleration will remain same. Okay, then next is I am considering about the massless frictionless string. Okay, for different string and the pulley. Okay, string and pulley when we are considering. What about the second one? So second one we can represent it as, see here, let me take the new page, fresh page. Okay, so this is about the inextensible, which the string is massless. That only string is inextensible. Next we are considering about the if the string is massless. So if I am considering a massless spring, the tension acting on will be same everywhere. Okay, if we are using a string which is massless string, then tension will remain same everywhere. Now, if we are considering a pulley, okay, pulley is massless and frictionless. Next, I am considering the pulley which is massless and frictionless, then tension will be same on, tension will remain same. So, if string is massless, then the tension in it is same everywhere. Okay, if the string has mass and it is accelerated, then it will be, tension will be different. Okay, for an inextensible string, acceleration will remain same. If the string is massless, tension is same. If pulley is massless and frictionless, tension will be same on both the sides of the pulley. Okay, now I am considering the different cases. Okay, so this is the rigid support. From the rigid support, I am connecting a mass, that is small m. It is connected to a pulley here, and at the end of the pulley, I am attached with a mass, capital M. Okay, and here if the string and pulley are massless, string and pulley both are massless, then string is massless and pulley is massless, then the tension because of the pulley and the string will be remaining same. So here the tension will be acting on this pulley and pulley will be giving a reactional force, both will remain same. Here pulley will be giving a tension here and this mass will be giving a tension on the pulley, both will remain same. Okay, here string and pulley are massless. And here what about the friction? So there is no friction. So friction also not there. No friction. Okay, friction is not there and string and pulley are massless. Okay, so next we are going to consider the next stage. That is, here we are considering that the string is massless. String is massless I am considering. Pulley has mass and frictionless. Pulley is only frictionless. I am considering only frictionless pulley and string is massless. So pulley has mass. Okay, for pulley it's mass and the string is massless. Here this is the rigid support which I am considering here. This is the rigid support. Here it is the mass, small m, and here it is attached with a pulley, and here this is another string, this is capital M. So here you need to understand string is massless, pulley is frictionless. In that case, the tension with each other, mass and the pulley, other mass and the pulley, those tensions will remain same. T1 and T1, here the T1 and this will be this is T2 and this will be T2. Okay, if string is massless and pulley is frictionless pulley. So in next case we are going to consider for the string and pulley. Both are having mass. Okay, string has mass and pulley we are considering it has also mass. Then what about the tension? If they are not having any mass, both are massless and frictionless, then tension will remain same. If string is massless, string has mass and pulley has mass, then here tension will remain different for every, because all the tension, the whole tension acting on the object will be different. So here, this is the pulley which I am considering. So here and this is the rigid support which I should need to consider. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here this is the mass which we are acting. So in this case, here this will be T1, this can be T2, this will be T3 and this will be T4. Okay, these are the tension which is acting on it. Okay, so here there is a friction also considering everything is on, that the string is there, string has mass, pulley has mass and it is friction also there. Then tension will be different. If string is massless and pulley has mass and it is frictionless, then the respective position, that is T1, these tension will remain same and these tensions will remain same. Okay, then what about if both are everything is massless and frictionless, then tension will be remaining same. Okay dears, so these are the initial topic which I told you. It's an introductory portion and I hope today's video is useful for you. And if you like the channel, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you for watching. Bye.